Good. I was stopping working in the same boiler again, #1 boiler. I was 5 stories high. And I was all dirty. And the guy hollered in beside the firebox and said, "Hey, you're on the phone here. The Adjutant General of Ohio, Leo M. Krieber, Major General's on the phone, wants to talk with you." So I got dumbass first lieutenant like myself. I got up, flew out of that thing and went over to the phone. And I said, "This is Lieutenant." I told him my name. And he said, "Lieutenant, but I got this thing for you, this request for 10,000 trees on replanting Ohio." "Lieutenant, how in the hell are you going to plant 10,000 trees?" And I had to start thinking right quick. I said, "General, we talked about this. We had some meetings. We're going to talk with some of the people down in Dayton, some of the young folks. We got several schools that may be interested. We have a whole list of projects that we feel we can host some of these in, and we're going to plant the majority of them. And I know that sounds like a lot, but I said, talking with some of the people who's in this business, they feel that we'll make it a good run anyhow." And he said, "Lieutenant, do you know how many 10,000 trees are?" Well, I said, "I haven't given a real lot of thought to it, but I'll tell you, General, we had this meeting, and I got some good people, and they got some pretty good positions, some of them, and I think we'll can do a good job of what we do anyhow." Well, he said, "I'll tell you what." He said, I don't understand this." And he was a West Pointer. He said, 10,000 trees is a lot of trees. That's a lot of holes. He said, "I'll tell you what you do. This Friday, before 10 o'clock, we go at 10, I want you to go bring 5 of the big 6x6 Army trucks and go to the State Arsenal in Columbus and pick up these trees. And I hope you're successful in what you're attempting to do. Thank you." So I hung up. That day I got 5 Army trucks. Went up to the State Arsenal in Columbus. We was loaded with all kind of damn trees. Big ones, little ones, short ones, tall ones. Coming back, I didn't know what the heck I was going to do with these trees. I had 5 Army trucks loaded. And I thought, well, the only guy I thought can help me is Zimmerman. He was the chief of roads and grounds at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. And he was a friend of mine. And I called him on, we stopped up there one place and called Wright-Pat and got a hold of him. I had a hard time getting him. And I told him I had 5 Army trucks loaded. That time, over at Wright-Pat, we had the whole end of Area A. We put flowers in every building. We had 2 agronomists. We had lots of rows of plants and trees and flowers and hothouses and everything. So we had janitors every building. We had 400 janitors in Basic. We had all the flowers. He said, "Bring them in, we'll load them in. You come in the main gate, and we'll have a truck there to meet you." So he saved me. Come in the right Pat. He had guys out there with tractors, they had big long furrows. We just put them all in and plowed dirt up on so they would live. And we had 2 people there working on the regular flowers and bushes. So that's where all them green trees and pine trees and maple trees came from, Wright Pat. They grew up all over Wright Patterson. And no one ever asked me about it in Ohio, about it anymore. But a lot of them trees, have been bulk of them, come from that tree thing. And it didn't cost me everything. It's about the time of the Roswell incident happened in Roswell, New Mexico, when there was some sort of instrument was supposed to have landed with something aboard that wasn't natural that we would recognize as a human being. Anyway, about that time, Building 18 at Wright Pat, I was working in the border house, which is Building 12, just about a block and a half from there. I was working on a rotating shift. I was working 11 at night to 3 in the morning, 28 days. About 2:30 or 3 in the morning, here come 2 air conditioning guys in. We had the big maintenance shops right next door, and we had 30-some air conditioning guys. And I knew 90% of them. Here they come in about 3 o'clock in the morning, all dressed up in dress clothes and a bunch of papers and flashlight and everything, and I knew these guys. And they come in this plant, and we got big roaring boilers going on there, and I was talking, I thought they'd been out in the town or something. 3 o'clock in the morning, there ain't much going on at Right Pat. And I said, what are you guys doing? He said, we ain't allowed to talk about this. We said, we'll tell you what we're doing. He said, oh, we're building 18. He said, there's this round thing or square or part thing, and he's got a bunch of dials all around the outside. And I said, there's one clock there, and there's another adjustment here, and we have to keep this temperature within this range. And he pointed on these papers. He said, we can't even tell you. We'll get in trouble if I even talk to you, because it'd be a violation of some act. I forget the name of the legal act. It's such a violation of me even talk with you. And I said, well, I know both of you. Why are you dressed up? He said, they want us dressed up. We're dressed up, we're all wearing ties. He said, everybody in air conditioning has to be over. We work so many hours. It's around the clock. We have to, all we do is walk around. There's no doors on this round thing. But he said there's gauges, and we got to keep it within this marking, but degrees inside that thing. And my friend here, well, I knew him too, he's got a witness. I got a sign. He said, we're not even supposed to talk to you because of the Sedition Act. And they give us a copy of it. Here it is. The Sedition Act means, if I'm doing classified work, I ain't supposed to be discussing classified work with an unclassified person about that subject. Anyway, he said, we're in violation, but he said, don't say nothing about it. But I said, why are you all dressed up? He said, all of us, they want us to be dressed up with ties and everything. And here's the paper. He said, there's no doors on it, it's just a bunch of gauges, and we got to keep it within this amount. We got to be out every 2 hours or every hour and a half. It goes around the clock. And it's a violation of Sedition Act. We were even talking to you, but he don't say nothing about it. So the next evening, I was working the same thing. But that morning, I said, I'm going to swing around 18 and straight around the corner. And I started to go around there, and the police had it all blocked off. Just way beyond, way beyond. So I never even got a chance to see a thing. Next evening, I went over. 2 other guys come in later on. I didn't know them as well, but they were talking to some of the guys down there, and I went down and talked with them. And they said, yeah, we're still there, but just have to keep the attachment, but we can't talk about it. It's Sedition Act will put us in jail. And so at the end of that, it went away. The thing went away. So I know them guys, and I knew them. They worked in the same outfit I did, base engineer. So there was something there they were putting, keeping the, now they couldn't see in it. There was no windows, no doors. So that did take place. And I talked to the guys that done it. And why they had to be dressed up. I thought they was out dating, getting in late, 3 o'clock, but but that was the thing happened, right, Patterson?